Hi there, my name's Josh. I'm one of the engineers at 51Degrees. We were recently certified as an Nginx module, so we thought we'd put together a tutorial showing how you can integrate our device detection API into your Nginx server. In this video, we'll go through the initial setup, adding properties to call from the data file, and then finally checking that the results are being returned as response headers on the site. I'm not going to go into too much detail about installing Nginx, but I will leave a link in the description with guidelines on how you can build it from source. So with 1.11.5, Nginx introduced the capability to compile dynamic modules independently, which is what we're going to be doing. It's important to check that we have with compat available as a configure argument. So you can check this by doing Nginx-V. So you can see here that I'm using version 1.13.7 and then the configure argument is available at the end. It is possible to install device detection using an earlier version, but it's not something that we'll cover in this tutorial. If you do need any help, you can just get in touch with us and we'll be happy to help. So with all that out of the way, let's get started. The first thing that we're going to want to do is download our repository. So 51Degrees is an open source product, so you can get it by going to GitHub, and I'll also leave a link in the description. So now we're in the 51Degrees device detection. So you can see here, Nginx. We can go clone, copy the link, switch back. And I'm going to change into my Nginx demo folder I've got before, and get, clone, and paste that link. It's going to clone into the device detection repository. You can see it's also downloading the light data file. Yours might not do this, mine's doing it because I've got GitLFS installed, so it includes that. Let's take a look. You can see it's installed there. So I've also got an enterprise file, so I'm going to copy that over into my device section data folder. That's done. And I'm going to move into the Nginx folder within device detection. Before I install this, I'm going to make a slight change to our make file so that it's looking at the enterprise data file instead of the light data file. So I'm just going to do that and change that to enterprise and save. Cool. So now I want to do make install try for hash try and hit enter. And that's done. So now I can do make test. And you can see it's run through all the tests without any issues. That's all good. So now we can move on to building the module itself. So we do make module try version 1.13.7. And that's the same version that I've got installed on Nginx. That's done. It's output to the build folder. So we go to build modules and have a look in there, and you can see that it's built. So I'm going to copy that into somewhere where Nginx can grab it. So I've got my Nginx installed in user, local, Nginx, and a modules folder that I've created already. If you don't have one, you can just create one yourself. Next thing we're going to want to do is move over the data file so that Nginx can get access to it as well. So I'm going to have a look in there. You can see my enterprise hash try file. So I'm going to do sudo copy 51Degrees enterprise and move it to user local Nginx data. So now if we move into Nginx's setup itself, you can have a look in there. Yep, you can see that the module's copied over successfully. And if we do the same for the data folder, you can see that the enterprise file is there as well. Okay, we're ready to start making some changes to the Nginx config itself. So what we're going to want to do is move out of this file and have a quick look. So these are all the available files I have with my Nginx install, and we're going to want to do sudo nano nginx.conf. And we need to just add in a reference to load our module, so this needs to be near the top of the config. So just add a quick reference for the comment. And then we're going to do load underscore module and then the file location. And this is picking up from the prefix that's also available on Nginx. And then in the HTTP block, we need to add in a reference to our data file. that's 51D underscore file path. And this is all case sensitive, by the way, so make sure that you do check for any issues like that. And then finally we need to start doing some matches to find out information about the device that was being used. So 51D underscore headers, and we're going to do a match. So 51D underscore match underscore all, and then variable name of xmobile, and then the property is mobile. You can also do a match single, but for this one, this is going to use all available headers rather than just the user agent itself. And we'll do the same one for xtablet. Now we need to add them to return as headers on Nginx. So we add header, variable name, and then the server variable. Cool, and then do the same for xtablet, and that's it. So now we just need to save that file. Just make sure that everything looks okay before we close. Yep, it's fine. So now it's saved. We can do nginx-t to test. Don't worry too much about the permissions errors. Everything looks okay, so we can do system restart nginx. Right, so let's go to my local host site, and we're running on port 8080, and have a look to see if it's returning what we're expecting. So I'm just going to open the in developer tab, and then go to network, refresh the page so we can see the results, and you can see there is an xmobile and the xtablet variable, both false. So I'm going to emulate on a S5 and refresh the page. Have a quick look at the results there, and you can see that the mobile is now returning true and the tablet is returning false. So now we can have another go with a tablet and see what that returns. Look at the results, and now you can see they're both returning true, because in our data file a tablet is also considered a mobile device because you can move it around. And that's it. So you found that helpful. We're going to look into releasing a video soon, which will be helping you with server-side programming languages with Nginx. So using stuff like PHP to create much more dynamic content with the information that you're provided on the device. So watch out for that. If you have any questions or you have any sort of thoughts or comments on the video, just drop us a comment or get in touch with us, and we'd love to hear your feedback. All right, thank you very much.